I welcome you all for the 768th meeting of Medley Toastmasters. And there are 3 ground rules which need to be followed in Toastmasters, Medley Toastmasters especially. And first one is, please put your switch off your mobile phone or put it in a silent mode. I will give you 10 seconds. And the second is, please refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion and politics. And please do not cross talk while the speeches is going on. This measure is taken to assist the speaker's convenience. Mission of Toastmasters. Mission of Toastmasters is to improve your speaking skills and leadership skills. And now I hand over to the President, our President TM Prasanna Vani, who is an anesthesiologist by profession. She is working in Adjourn Cancer Institute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayanand. A very good afternoon to all of you who have come here.
Good afternoon.
With the sound of this gavel, I declare meeting number 768 open. I welcome all the members and the guests and the visiting Toastmasters who have joined us today. Could we please have a short introduction about each of you, please? Toastmaster Pramod? No, from there itself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pramod from Chennai Articulates Club. I'm coming here for the second time. I'm happy to be here. Good to see you all and catch you after the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pramod. Guest Raghavan?
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is my second time as a guest at Toastmasters. Glad to make it. I'll speak to you all after the session is done.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yes, could you please introduce yourself? Yeah.
Shiva, so this is my first day in Toastmasters.
Okay.
Thanks to Pravda for planning all these things. It's genuine.
What do you do, Shiva, and how did you come to know Toastmasters?
Toastmasters, I was looking for improving my public speaking skills, so I came across Toastmasters. And I work for Jesus.
Nice having you here. Thank you. Have you ever been faced with a situation in life where you couldn't come to a decision? Yes, most of us do that. Every time, yeah.
Daily.
Day in and day out. It's a very common situation which we face, be it at our workplace or personal life. Anyway, there is one question which helps us to ultimately come to the decision. That question is, what is the worst thing that can happen? This many of us might know. When we think of what is the worst possible thing that can happen, we then try to make up our mind to come to a decision. But what is the psychology behind that? Whenever we are faced with a situation, we react in a way anticipating what's coming up next. As you all listen to me, you think in your mind itself, okay, what is she going to tell next? Similarly, when faced with any situation, our mind keeps thinking, what is coming up next? So, we have this emotional part of our brain which anticipates the emotion which can happen in certain situation. For example, there was a very famous spin bowler. His coach told him, why don't you change your style and try a different variety of spin. This will take the batsman by surprise and we can reverse the game. But the spin bowler was very reluctant to commit himself to learning that new style. He said, no, why not try it now? I don't think this will work. But the coach went on probing him, and finally the coach asked him, okay, what is it that's preventing you from trying it out? And then the spin bowler said, what if it doesn't work? What if the batsman hit all my deliveries for a boundary? What if they all go for a wide? What if people laugh at me? What if I undergo some embarrassment because of this. So this emotion of having to face those situations prevented him from committing to learning the new skill. Now another situation. There is an employee at work who wants to ask as an employee for a promotion. He is reluctant to do that. When asked why, an employee is telling, I know I'm capable, I'm qualified. I know the employee will most likely say yes, but still I'm afraid if my employer will get angry at me. So here again it is an emotion which prevents him from asking for that promotion. So when we anticipate the emotion which can come from the worst possible situation and we immunize ourselves against it, I'm sure immunization must be a very familiar word. Immunization is you prevent yourself from getting affected by something. So when you anticipate the worst possible situation and understand what is the emotion you will undergo at that situation and say, okay, I am prepared to face that emotion. That is when we decide in the right way. When you ask for promotion, you can say, even if my boss shouts at me, I'm going to plug some cotton in my ears and just walk off like nothing happened. So when we immunize ourselves against those emotions which we face, that helps us to make good decisions. So looking forward to better, bolder decisions from all of you. It was one such bold decision by Professor Ralph C. Smedley, which resulted in Toastmasters International. Professor Ralph C. Smedley founded this organization almost a century back. That time, the concept of adult learning was not heard of. It is not like these days when we have so many courses on YouTube, learning, online platforms. So 100 years back, he envisioned the need for adults to develop their communication leadership skills and brought in a non-profitable organization so that it's affordable to everybody. And that has grown into a worldwide network of clubs from which many members have benefited to a great extent. You will see how it goes as we go through the meeting. We welcome a few other guests who have joined us and also distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham, past President and past District PR Manager. The other guests who have joined us, could you please introduce yourself? What do you do? How did you come to know of Toastmasters? Yes, you can stay there and introduce. Yeah.
I am from IIT Madras. I am a research scholar. My name is Kaushik.
Okay. Nice having you here, Kaushik.
Myself, Samuel, student of IIT Madras.
Okay.
From Department of Electrical Engineering. I came to know about this club from my professor himself, Professor Krishna. I do this.
Nice having you here. In fact, even I got introduced to Toastmasters from IIT Madras. I was doing an online course there and one of the professors introduced me to Toastmasters. Nice having you here. So let's see how this meeting proceeds. To take this meeting forward, we have a person, Toastmaster Rekha, who works for the Bentley Systems. And she's a very dynamic, enthusiastic, passionate person who puts in only the very best in whatever she does. Over to you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Thank you, President, for your warm introduction. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of this Toastmaster meeting is being designed in such a way that we have three sections. The first would be a prepared section, the general structure I am explaining for the benefit of the guests. The first would be the prepared speeches section, followed by a table topic session, and then we will be having an evaluation session. But today being a special day, we had designed in such a way that instead of a table topic session, we will be having an educational session. So the structure of the meeting would be today is, the first would be a prepared speeches, where members will get an opportunity to present their speeches on their educational pathways. And the second would be educational sessions. Why educational session specifically today is, the reason being, there is an upcoming international speech contest and a table topic contest to be held on February 24th. In order to prep on that particular line, we have an educational session today. And third would be an evaluation session. So in order to evaluate this entire meeting, it's time for me to introduce the general evaluator of the session today. The evaluation session will be conducted by Toastmaster Kousalya. To introduce a few words about her, she had spent a decade navigating the world of information technology, dabbled in a bit of entrepreneurship with a small franchisee, and now find most of her joy as a homemaker and being a Medleyan. She is also a person with a heart full of love pets. Without any further ado, let's welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Kousalya.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmasters enhances our communication skills. It helps us to give clear speech with clarity. It enhances well how to articulate your thoughts into words, and it further develops your leadership skills, and it allows you to have critical thinking whenever you are attempting impromptu speech, and most importantly, it teaches you time management. And to progress well in all these aspects, we need a good feedback. Good feedback. So, the Toastmaster has good mechanism for that, which is the evaluation session. As a general evaluator, I will evaluate the whole proceedings. For that, I get assistance from two teams. One is the evaluation team, and another one is the tag team. The evaluation team will evaluate the prepared speeches, and they will give you the report. And the tag team consisting of timer, counter, and the grammarian. So for the timer role, I would like to call TM Dharan. And to say a few words about him, TM Dharan is a professional strength and conditioning coach. He has 17 years in this field. He started as basic fitness trainer during his college days and won several championships in bodybuilding and became Junior Mr. Tamil Nadu in 2012. He has done Masters in Sports Biomechanics from American Council on Exercise and National Strength Conditioning Association from US. With this knowledge and experience in this field, his vision is to bring India in top 3 in Olympics in 2040.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, very good afternoon, and special good afternoon to General Evaluator for the special introduction. As a timer, my role is to help speakers to manage their time effectively. For the prepared speeches, it's 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of the 5th minute, I'll be showing the green card. At the end of the 6th minute, I'll be showing the yellow card. At the end of the 7th minute, I'll be showing the red card. For the evaluation, it's 2 to 3 minutes. At the end of the 2 minutes, I'll be showing this green card. At the end of the 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll be showing this yellow card. At the end of the 3 minutes, I'll be showing this red card. Speakers who overspeak more than 7 minutes 30 seconds, they are disqualified. For evaluators who speaks more than 3 minutes 30 seconds, they will be disqualified. At the end of the meeting, I will be submitting my report. Over to you.
Next, to play the counter role, we have Toastmaster Sinthana. She is a software professional working in an automotive industry for the past 15 years. As a mother of 2, she is trying to find the right balance between her career and personal life. She loves to travel with her kids. She is a sports enthusiast, and she is a volleyball player, and she is interested in organic farming.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I am Sinthana. I am going to play the role of the accountant today. As an accountant, I'll look for the words that are used as words or phrases that are used as fillers or catches in your speech. I'll also look for any inappropriate words that are used as space fillers like and, well, but, so, and so on. I'll also check for any sound fillers like I'll check for also the words or phrases that are repeated more than once, like this means, I know. And that's it. At the end of the meeting, I'll provide my report to you all. Let's have an awesome speech today. I wish all the best to all the speakers. Thank you.
Next, we have Toastmaster Pravda for the grammarian role. She is dentist by profession, has private practice for past 20 years. She is the head of department in private dental college and teaches dentistry for 16 years. She loves traveling with her family. She loves Ilayaraja music and K. Balachandar movies. She is an active Toastmaster since 2022. She says, Toastmaster has gradually transformed her into a better academician, administrator, and it has shaped her overall personality.
Thank you, GE. A very good afternoon to my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. In order to express your thoughts
and ideas clearly and confidently, you need to correctly organize the words that you use. Grammar provides the structure and the rules for organizing your words, phrases, and sentences. As a grammarian of today, it's my duty to keenly listen to the words, the English language used by all the speakers, note down the outstanding words and phrases, and report to you towards the end of the meeting. It's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. It is said that to improve your vocabulary, a new word should be, at least one new word should be incorporated during your speech every day. So today, the word of the day is serene. Serene is an adjective that means calm and peaceful. How do you use it in sentence? The lake appears still and serene in the sunlight. Working under serene atmosphere will yield you a better result. A GE looks calm and serene as she always is. I will be giving my report towards the end of the meeting. Over to you.
I will come back again for the evaluation team. Over to you, Toastmaster.
So before we go on to the proceedings, let's have a new member induction. Yes. Toastmaster Anuradha.
Good afternoon to all. Alone, we can do little. Together, we can do so much, said by Helen Keller. New members not only bring excitement and enthusiasm to the club, but also increase our probability of learning. As the VP membership, I take the privilege to induct 3 of our new members. I request the members to come to the front as I read out their names. Toastmaster Jayashree. Yes. Toastmaster Amrita. Yes. Yes. Toastmaster Barath. Membership in Medley Toastmaster Club and in Toastmaster International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. Yet it also places certain obligations upon you. We are a group of people brought together to do things which could not be accomplished alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow membership in a spirit of enjoyment. We ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourself to personal growth and to help this Toastmaster Club strong and dynamic. New members, please listen carefully as I read out the Toastmaster member promise. In the presence of members of Medley Toastmaster Club, I promise to attend the meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment. To apply myself to the program outlined in the Toastmaster manuals. To participate actively in club activities. To evaluate others in a positive and constructive manner. To build open, friendly relationship with my fellow members. And to bring other new members into the club so that they also can get benefit out of Toastmasters. Will you promise to stand by these obligations?
I will.
Thank you. I request all the Medley Toastmasters to please raise your hands. As Medley Toastmasters, we pledge to support our new members in their quest for self-development, to provide them with positive, helpful evaluations,
to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, and to make the Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Congratulations on behalf of all members and best wishes to all of you.
Thank you.
Over to TMoD.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anuradha. You would have seen a very serene, warm introduction of the induction of the members. So, to say a few words about Toastmaster Anuradha, she is a doctor by profession and it's a very great enthusiast in terms of conducting all the roles in Medley meetings. Without her, we felt a Toastmaster meeting is not yet complete. So that kind of an energetic person she is. Thank you so much for conducting the new induction. Now it's time for me to introduce the prepared speech sections and the evaluators. So our first speaker today for the session is Toastmaster Amrita Valli. Before we call upon Amrita, let's welcome her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Barath K, to read her project objectives.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Today, our Toastmaster Amrita Valli is delivering a speech from the Pathway Persuasive Influence, Level 1, Project 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for the members to practice vocal variety or body language to enhance their speech. The time allotted for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best, Toastmaster Amrita Valli. Over to you.
Before we call upon Amrita to say a few words about her, Amrita brings a rich background in software quality assurance with experience spanning both the US and India. Currently serving as the director and HR and admin at Photogate India Private Limited, an ardent reader. Beyond the professional realm, she holds a deep admiration for the city of Chennai and its fascinating history. Let's welcome Toastmaster Amrita Valli together. The speech title would be Lost and Found. Lost and Found, Toastmaster Amrita Valli.
How many of you here are parents? So I think some of you at least will agree with me that parenting is a tough job. Parenting is a really tough job. You have to learn it intuitively. You don't get trained for it. There's nobody to guide you, especially in today's nuclear families, we don't have elders to guide us. So parenting turns out to be quite a tough job. So I hope you'll agree with me in my opinion that there is no such thing as a perfect parent, just real ones. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Many years ago, we were living in Phoenix, Arizona. My family consisted of my husband Shankar, my son Pramat, and myself. My son was about 2.5 years old. He was a soft and chubby and very cute baby. He was also a very active and curious kid. One weekend, we went to the mall for shopping. I had gone to the dressing room and I was trying on some clothes. And Shankar was taking care of Pramat. A few minutes later, I come out of the dressing room and I suddenly noticed that Pramat is nowhere to be seen. Shankar, where is the baby? He was here just now. Don't worry, he should be here. Let me look for him. So both of us start looking for him. He runs to one side, I run to the other. We're looking everywhere. All I can see is clothes and racks of clothes. The store is huge and the mall is humongous. So where will such a small child be? How do I find him? Wherever I look, I can't see him. My hands and legs start shaking and legs become wobbly. My chest feels like somebody is stomping on it. My whole body is alert and I don't know what to do. I'm like literally in a big state of panic. So I decide to get some help. I go to the billing desk and there's a lady there. Hi, it looks like I may have lost my son. Oh, honey, what happened? How old is he? Did you look for him? Yeah, he's about 2.5 years old. He was wearing a red sweater and blue jeans and we're not able to find him anywhere. Okay, don't you worry. I'm going to call mall security, okay? And they should be able to help. So we wait there for the mall security to show up all the while. I'm like, where is he? What if somebody picks him up? What's going to happen? A few minutes later, a tall and hefty lady walks by. She's like carrying Pramak with her. Does this young man belong to you? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Where was he? He was standing right in front of the escalator. You are lucky he didn't step on the escalator today. She had a very admonishing tone. She was very unhappy that I hadn't taken care of my son. So glad to have him back. I thanked her profusely. The whole incident shook us quite a bit. For weeks we were brooding about it. We didn't know what we had to do to keep him safe. We even bought a baby leash so that we could tie him to our wrist whenever we go out. We didn't have the heart to do that to him. So time goes by. A few months later, I was visiting Chennai. It was summer. So one day we decided to go to the Vadavaini temple. My mother-in-law, Ramat, and myself. It was around 6 p.m. in the evening. The temple was really crowded. The bells were ringing. Ding, 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 ding. Very fast. With a lot of noise, a lot of people, a lot of devotees. So I was holding Ramat. I was being very careful. Suddenly, my mother-in-law was asking me for help. Oh, I need to put some money. Can you please help me? So she wanted to put some money in the pool. It was very tall. She needed some help. Instinctively, I just put the baby down. I went, I helped her, I put the money, and I turned around. Ramat was gone. Hardly 5 seconds had passed by. He was gone already. Ayyo, Ammu, what happened? Amma, don't worry, he'll be here. I'll look for him. So panic strikes again. I don't know where to look for him. Wherever I see devotees. Everybody is busy. I cannot see any children anywhere, and there are multiple exits to the temple. So I start running here and there. After 2 minutes of searching, I find him right in front of the exit. In 1 second, he would have stepped off onto the street into busy traffic. I just pick him up in one motion and saved again. By now, you would have thought that we would have learned our lesson. A few months later, we lost him again. Home supermarket. After a few minutes of searching, we found him in the toy section. He was playing with the toys. And so time went on. Slowly, it was a few years later, we had moved to Chennai. And still, the love for shopping was there. Now, guess where we were shopping? T Nagar, of course. The biggest shopping mall in Chennai, T Nagar. But somehow, Pramak had started hating our our shopping trips. And so, whenever T Nagar was mentioned in the house, he would beg, no, please, can I stay home with Tata, please? I don't want to come to T Nagar. And so, everything worked out. The women went to T Nagar to shop. And then Pravat and Tata were safe at home, safe and secure. These days, we have another daughter to the family. We added another daughter to our family. And guess what? She loves shopping. With her, there is no worry about losing her anywhere. She sticks to me. But the money in my purse, when you are with her, once lost, will never be found again. We learned our mistakes. We learned parenting by making several mistakes. But I think, luckily for us, nothing major happened. And we learned from our mistakes. And my daughter had a much better childhood, I should say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrita. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Tamilavel. Before his speech, let's welcome his speech evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman Sinthamani, to present his project objectives.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Tamilavel is attempting a project speech from the pathway Persuasive Influence. So basically, this project he has to do it twice. The first time he will take feedback from the evaluator, and the second time he will implement the feedback. Today he is attempting the second project. So let's see whether he is able to apply the feedback from the first speeches. All the best, Tamilavel. Over to you.
Before we welcome Toastmaster Tamilavel, few words about him. He is a seasoned senior technical program manager with an impressive 20-year career. Beyond the professional realm, he finds joy in the simplicity of a life, from the serenity of a meditation to a rhythm of walking. What truly lights up the world of Tamilavel? Great trips, either with the cherished friends or a beloved family, is his happiness. Let's welcome Toastmaster Tamilavi.
Thank you.
His speech title is Emotional Intelligence. Emotional Intelligence, Toastmaster Tamilavi.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good afternoon. Do you listen to your mind or do you listen to your brain? Do you listen to your mind or do you listen to your brain? Some of you say, I listen to my brain. Some of you say, I listen to my mind. Some of you say, both. Very good answer. If you listen to your brain, you are omitting your mind. If it is for one instance, it's fine. If it goes for a long time, then you need to think of it. If you listen for your mind alone, that is not right. You will be unsuccessful very shortly. So you need to balance out both the brain and mind. It's not only good for you or your happiness or your success. It's good for the society and the crimes in the society. So emotional intelligence, we will see how to balance out both the mind and brain. So while moving into the emotional intelligence, first we should know the brains. In the olden days, we have only emotional brain. The man, he acts based on the emotional brain. If he finds a food, he will eat it immediately. If he finds a snake, he will run away wherever he wants. Basically working with the emotions. And the later point of the time, the brain realizes for the survival, for the protection, that some other part to be developed. So the evaluation happened. The neocortex was developed in the mind. Basically, it validates, it checks whatever comes to the brain, emotional brains, and then transform to the real brain. If, for example, if you are standing in front of a lion in the zoo, then it will say you are in front of the lion, but in the zoo, the lion inside the cage. So it will give you the instruction like whatever it is. So fine. So once the evaluation evolved, once the neocortex is evolved, things are changed like anything. He framed the rules to move with another, to protect from another. He framed the forums, he framed the norms to move with the society. And then the man become a big person with a big force once that neocortex is evolved. Now, for the emotional intelligence, we need to touch upon the emotional hijack. That's a related topic, then only you will understand the emotional intelligence. Always, if the neocortex works, it's fine. If neocortex fails, then there will be a disaster. We'll go to the olden age. So that's where the hijack will play. So if I'll tell you the scenario. One big match, boxing, Dyson, the other side, Holyfield. The match was started, and one moment, Holyfield, he hit the Dyson with his headbutting. Immediately, Dyson got angry, emotionally, and then he realized the last time also he was defeated by Holyfield with the same headbutting. Then he realized, he was more annoyed. Then he bit the ear of Holyfield. He didn't realize that he is a big guy, he has big fans, big list of fans, he is a good reputation in the world. It's just a match. He didn't realize that. The reason is, if you say scientifically, there is a part in the brain, amygdala. He got triggered in the amygdala. What happened then? Amygdala accesses the emotional brain directly, without the neocortex. It hijacked the neocortex and accessed the actual brain directly. So what happened? He went to the old age. The emotion happened. He didn't know what happened. So that's how it come up. So in the once that force of the amygdala reduces, then the people come to the original state, and then they realize we did murder or we did sin, whatever, criminal activity, whatever. Then only they will realize once the real brain neocortex comes to the real state. Now, we discussed on that hijacking. Now we are discussing on the emotional intelligence. How to do that? How to achieve that? First, let's watchful with the self-awareness and identify the emotion coming out. Whatever the emotion coming out, if we identify, then what will happen? We'll get the link is strengthened with the neocortex and the emotional brain. The link is strengthened. So automatically what will happen? The disturbance will be reduced. So your emotional disturbance will be reduced a lot because of that. Then the next part will be like you need to regulate your emotion. If you regulate your emotion, meaning you don't avoid any emotions. Let it comes, but be aware. It may be sad. It will go. If you are aware, it will go with the awareness. Then you need to go for expressing the emotions like anger. If you get anger, you have some techniques like reduce it or delay it or write your anger in a paper and throw it. Don't give to that person. So that's how you can manage it. So once you manage it, then you can have that. Once you manage your emotion, then you will have manage others' emotion, like with the empathy. So once the empathy comes into the world, the crimes will be reduced. Because you will understand the pain of others, you will not do anything wrong. So that's a funda of it. So with this, I'll explain this also with a story. 100 people plus, they assembled in a place for a strike against the general manager Sridhar for a bonus amount. And the Sridhar came, hey Parthiban and team, please go and work. We'll discuss this later. Then Parthiban, sir, we cannot go without getting the payment, without getting the bonus. The argument continues, it worsened, and he is going to call, Sridhar is going to call the police. That time the Christian arrived, the HR manager. Then he took Parthiban to another place, talked for 2-3 minutes about what the good things he did for the general manager did for the company and other things. He is convinced. And then it was solved. He's an emotional guy, so what he explained based on the convincing, it was sorted out. So with this, I conclude like whatever the person is having higher IQ, unless until he have the emotional intelligence, he will not be successful. So that is a core, that is a thing, the difference. Though the people having high IQ, they are not able to successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tamil. That completes the first part of our meeting, which is the prepared speech sections. Timer, could you let us know the qualified speakers?
Yeah, Toastmaster Amrita is qualified.
Now let's move on to the interesting second part, which is the educational session. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce you to an extraordinary individual who wears many hats, who is Distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan Sridhar. He is a Toastmaster since 2012. He is currently working for Ericsson as a product development leader. Before I continue, do we have Raghavan Sridhar?
Yeah.
Okay. He credits all his progress personally and professionally to Toastmasters. In the realm of public speaking, he is not just good, he is exceptional. How am I saying this? He was the district champion in the ISC contest in year 2022. He's also been a district finalist in the evaluation and table topic contest in the past. But that's not all. He's a man of diverse talents. He is a blogger, violinist, and a great father. And his 6-year-old daughter is not just his pride, she is his biggest inspiration, infusing every aspect of his life with boundless joy. So let's welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan Sridhar, a professional leader, a creative soul, a loving father, and a true inspiration to all.
Good afternoon, Medley. For the first time in my life, Somebody has looked for where is Raghavan. Usually I am the largest and easiest to find. Thank you actually. I'm happy you made my evening. Every time I come to Medley, right, I get these goosebumps, right? Because Medley is not just a club. You are a legacy. What I have learned from your club, what I have learned from people here, the leaders here, my own mentors and speakers I've looked up to, just phenomenal. And over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to just share with you some of the things I've learned from them, if the projector permits. But yeah, we will see. So what we're going to talk about today, of course, is when I was asking Pravda, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to international speech contests? Is it that your members are not able to create speeches, or is it that they have great speeches, and what we want to really do with these great speeches is make them great on stage as well? Some of us have brilliant ideas, right? Both the speeches I heard here today, brilliant. Especially how you lost your kid. I keep doing that even today. And my mom keeps saying, don't you ever learn? And I look at my mom and say, did you ever learn? She didn't either. So these are great speeches, right? Brilliant ideas. The same goes to what Amygdala does. Hey, somebody made a movie, right? He's saying, just that you forget what happens and then an entire movie is made. So the essence is that a small, tiny idea is enough. What we do with that idea on this stage, in this magical space, is what captures imaginations, is what wins your hearts. Trophies is another thing, but how do you catch hearts? And I call this in search of the championship, right? While we will talk a lot about the contest orientation, what I want you to really take away is that every speech of yours can be an incredible one, can be filled with passion, can make people smile, can touch lives. I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I have learned from Medley and from the entire Toastmasters fraternity. Mic testing, please work. No, it's not working. It's on. Oh, I think you have to make the cursor active. Go to the present. Yeah, it works here. There it goes. No, this is your, I haven't connected my. Oh. Should we try connecting? It works. Okay, great. Alright, so yeah, first of all, I'm going to brag a little bit. Yeah, I worked hard for this. It's the ultimate trophy, right? In 2022, I won the International Speech Championship trophy from the district. But what I'm going to share with you today is not the story of this trophy. Is the story of all of these. How many of you here have contested in Toastmasters contest? Raise your hands up. How many of you have come second in the division contest? So I take it that not many of you know what it means. Thank you. You know what it means when you come second in the division contest? So to come second in the division contest, what should you do? You should write a script. You should practice it, perfect it, take scoldings from your mentor. Sundararaman will reject 9 scripts out of 10. Then you have to get it selected, take it through to the club, do well, win, and then go to the area, do well there, win, top 2 should come, and then you go to the division. And how many people from division go to the district, the final level? 1. Which means when you come second, you have lost it, right? The entire year's journey is done. When you come second and when you lose, what do? They give you a trophy. So all these trophies are when I came second in the division. And so my story is about these trophies. Here is a sample. I joined Toastmasters in 2012. Okay, and I started contesting in 2013. 2013, 14 I contested, 15 I got married. Different contest. 16, 17, 18 I contested. 19 and 20 I was near a director, so skip. 21 and then 22. I kept losing and losing and losing and losing and losing until 2022. And during every time I lost, I didn't stop. You know that thirst when you're really thirsty and you want to just keep going, that fire builds up. You know what happens when you win? Humor me. 2022 I won, right? After all of the struggles, what do you think I did when the result was announced? Ecstatic, right? Jumping, shouting, screaming. What do you think I did, sir? Maybe crying also, yeah. You know what I did? I went and slept. Because done, right? I was chasing a dream. From 2013, I was chasing this dream. When I won, I don't know what I went and slept. My wife and kids were in the hall watching TV. I was in the room, the results were announced. I won and I didn't know what to do, I went and slept. I wake up and my wife is sitting next to me. She's like, it's okay, don't worry. Speech wasn't great anyway. What do you mean by okay? No, I know you lost, you're upset. I won. But she's like so mad. She's like, then why are you sleeping? Yeah, but what happens when you win is that when you win, you basically don't know what you do next. Your mind sort of stops because you've taken it all in. And all of you have delivered a speech today, you have delivered it, right? Okay, then what happens to this speech? I will bet you will not revisit the speech unless the objective is asking you to revisit. Yeah, so when you reach something, excitement stops. But when you don't, it keeps building up. Why am I saying all this today? Only when you learn that you have to keep pursuing something, you will become impactful. That's the first step, first understanding you must carry for your speeches to become more and more impactful. So what are you going to see today? 3 things. How do we deliver something impactfully? 5 tips that I have learned, I will share with you. Second, one small secret that I really learned that makes your speech stand out. And finally, of course, we'll just have a discussion with each other. 5 tips. Watch out for all the letters that come in bold. They are breadcrumbs, it will take us somewhere. First of all, the first tip to making whatever you speak become highly impactful. So it starts with the letter S. What do you think it is? Script. How should the script be? What is an ingredient in the script? No. Speech value. Speech value, you are there, you are there. Sincere structure, something related to structure. Through that structure, somebody said that. Brilliant. See, I could have told you, right? I contested 7 times. I won the 8th time. I'm going to tell you the lessons I learned. The 7 times I lost. Yet what did I do? I brought in a story, right? I weaved the magic. I made you excited. I told you about my sleeping, my wife, my kids, my journey. So every time you make what you are doing a story, it appeals to the audience. Now when you talk to us about your kids and both of them and how every parent does it, right? All parents have lost our kids. How many of you parents here have not lost your kids ever? Get out of the room. You have not been a good parent yet. What good a parent are you if you don't make mistakes? I'm kidding. Good job, both of you. I will check with your kids. But if you make it a story, mankind is a suckler for story. We love stories. It reaches our hearts and it holds it. When what you say becomes a story, you win hearts. And so it can be anything. It can be a pathway speech. Any speech, even your evaluation, even a table topics that you do. If you are able to weave characters, conflict and a conclusion into it, it becomes a story. So always remember to make it a story. Don't just give incidents, give a narrative to it. Next, perhaps the most critical aspect of speaking.
Passion.
No.
Delivery.
When you pause, you see what he did? He was like turning. When I pause, he's like, oh, when you pause, an electricity passes through the hall. People come close to you. They want to understand, okay, you suddenly what has happened? Or they are like breathing in. The story that you have said, it sets into the audience. You and the audience come closer to each other when you pause. So then tomorrow don't go out to the stage and then pause for 10 minutes and say, Raghavan asked me to pause. Pauses are strategic in nature, right? When your message has reached or when you want the message to go deeper, don't scream, do the opposite. just let the message linger on. It happens with all of us. When I go home from school, when I used to go home from school, I go into the hall. My parents, I'm sure you know, I went into the house, took my bag, threw it, put my shoes everywhere, my socks, I threw it, and I go and sit down in front of the TV. My father scolds. You know what my mother does? She comes and looks at me. Just one look. And I get up, take the bag, put it there, take the socks and put it in. Right? Has it happened to you? Your mom just looks at you. Even today, when I order Swiggy and I'm approving approval on Swiggy, I look around, my mom is there. Sometimes she's like, why can't you cook? Yeah, so just one look sometimes, one silent word. The power of an unspoken word is immense. So practice pauses in your speech. So people say, mentors say, right? You practice or you write a script for 5 minutes to deliver for 7.5, right? Or 6.5. So don't just fill it up with 750 words. Just have a 500 to 550 word speech. You will take 7.5 minutes to deliver that. Yeah, I will maybe until it comes up. So third is, oh, it's come up, good. Again, I'm just bragging with the trophy and all that. But third starts with the letter E, and that is you in the speech. Can you guess the word? What should be the characteristic of your speech to make it really impactful? No? Emotion. Close. Emotion is close. Engaging. Yeah, you're there and thereabouts.
Enthusiasm.
No. No.
Enterprising.
What is you in the speech? But yeah, you're all there. You're all there. You must be emphatic. Speak what you believe in. Do not imitate. Do not carry somebody else's views. Just because the speaker before you was extremely humorous, don't think to win a trophy, I also have to be humorous. Just because somebody before you was extremely professional, beautifully dressed, just in blazers, pakka, superbly dressed, don't think I also should do that. If you can't carry that, don't do it. So there are many of us who create speeches. How many of you have killed grandparents in your speeches? Especially in ISC contest season, right? There are more deaths in the speech contest than in the funeral houses. Somebody keeps dying. How many grandfathers are alive in the world to die? So just to manufacture an emotion, don't create something that is not there. And if you are, I am not great at writing prepared humor. Humor just comes, sort of it flows right through the air. Today, your story I'm able to take and then say, hey, have you ever lost your kid? That happens to me. But if I have to write this as a joke, it doesn't work for me. So if it doesn't work for me, I don't try. Because when I used to try, people used to laugh at me, never at my jokes. So you must be emphatic. Speak what you believe in. For a minute, let's take politics out of it. But how many of you know the speaker called Seaman? Heard of him in Tamil, right? He says, go shepherd a cow, government job. Yes or no?
Yes.
He says in CSK, 12 people will be Tamilians only. If you sit and think about it, like, hey, how? But when he speaks, right, you're like goose flesh, like, wow, from tomorrow I'm going to shepherd cows. Either way, that's what my mom says I'm fit to do. But that happens, right? Because he's emphatic, he believes in it. As a speaker, when he goes onto the stage, his nerve, energy, sinew, every fiber in his body believes in it. So you don't judge your speeches. Do not think, hey, my story is not strong enough. You remember, true story, my wife actually said, I know it's not such a great speech, it's okay. Hey, that won the trophy, After 7-8 years of trying the rat in the house speech, won me the trophy. And my wife still says, yeah, you won it. I think your competition must not have been great. So believe in yourself. Be very emphatic. Bring your own spirit into a speech. Now I love this picture. I really love it. I had become a colleague of Barath at Ericsson when this happened. In 2018, so Barath and I worked together at Ericsson. In 2018, for the first time in my life, I had cracked the vision.
I gave a flying speech here. I was on fire at the division level. There is nobody to beat me. My speech was like at the top. Brilliant speech. It is about speed breakers. Even today, that speech is like another level apart. And I got to division, and the finals were happening at Sri Lanka. So I go to Sri Lanka and Bandaranaike International Hall, 1,500 seater. There are people in the ground floor, there are people in the balcony. People have come to see me from balcony and done. Man, great speech. I am like on fire. It's amazing speech. And then right in the middle of a speech, I talk about a race where I am racing some random guy on the street. I am going front, he is going front, I am going front, he is going front. Superb speech. And another day I will do that speech for you. So I am doing that on stage. It's a high octane, high energy speech where people are like getting up and clapping and all. In Chennai it happened. I'm going to Sri Lanka and I'm doing the same thing. There is one gentleman right where the timer is sitting. Red color shirt, white color dots on his shirt. Among the 1,000+ people, I see him and he is doing this. Yes, energy, fire. I look at him and I lost it. All my words gone. 2013, 14, 16, 17. Thousands of hours of practice. Fine-tuning every full stop and comma of a speech. And I still remember that guy. He comes in my dreams. And then I lose it. Lose it so bad that I forgot what was my line. So when you forget your current line and your previous line, you don't know what's the next line. That's it. Everything is gone. I failed to adapt to a crisis on stage. I failed to adapt to the audience. I failed miserably to adapt to the first challenge that came my way at the biggest stage of my life. So I love this picture because it does not represent my victory. It represents my biggest loss on a contest stage. And yet, it's the most precious lesson. Because it can happen to you. It can happen to any of us. Remember, I was wearing an invisible crown. I met Sundararaman and Jayanti during breakfast. They were like, congratulations, Raghavan, do well and all. After the contest, they are like, it's okay. Like condolence also it became. It's okay now, next time. And what next time? We have champion of division. We saw. So it can happen to you. All it takes is a moment. Right? So it is important for you to practice and adapt yourself to any challenge that comes, to any idea that comes. How can I adapt, Raghavan? Practice. You must fail here. My biggest wish for every Toastmaster here, you must become second in division at least once. Only when your heart breaks into 1,000 pieces, right? That's when you will understand what it means to win. I'm not getting the reaction I expected, but still it's okay. But yeah, I hope you have followed the breadcrumbs. Huh? So what do you think the next tip starts with?
A.
Brilliant. And I love this speech. I love this idea. I love this image. This is by one of my very close friends in Toastmasters. His name is Toastmaster Selvaraj. He is this current reigning champion until this season when someone else, or maybe he will win again. We never know. But how many of you heard this current speech? He speaks about a little extra mango juice. How many of you have heard that speech? 1, 2, 3. Okay, enough of you have heard it, right? So he talks about, imagine how it is right now. You're sweating, it's hot, it's sweltering, you're thirsty, and you're walking down the road and there is a juice shop. You go to the juice shop and you order mango juice. And then the shopkeeper gives you perhaps the best made mango juice. Yeah. Perfect sweet, perfect sour, perfect temperature, neither too hot, not too cold, neither too sweet, not too sour, just the right amount of everything. It's perfect. And then you down that entire mug. Then once you are done, you keep the mug down. The shopkeeper comes and says, hey, here, take a little more. Whatever is left over in that mix. How do you feel? No words, right? Don't use words and put the momentum. That feeling, right? He says that's what you need in life. A little extra mango juice. Give that little extra to your friends, to your family, to the relationships you have, to your speeches, to the practice, to your own life. Because 100% is what is expected out of you. And I give you 20 rupees, you are supposed to give me that mark. But that little extra mango juice, that is what won him the trophy this time. And that's why, I say keep it simple. He made a speech out of mango juice. And here we are talking about how do you bring the moon to the earth? How can you become a superhero? How do you reduce 20 kgs weight? Has anybody done that here ever? Thank God. I thought you were raising your hands to say I have done. And then I'm looking at you, 20 kgs. Then what would I? Because people think an international speech contest or a pathway speech or anything that you speak on stage has to be lofty, has to be noble, has to be a Guinness World Record. No. That little extra mango juice can win you trophies and hearts. So, what did we see? You have to speak on stage to be very impactful. But it's not just any speaking, right? It's having a story. It's being able to pause. It's being emphatic. It's being able to adapt. And it's being able to keep it simple. While my red card has come, I want to share with you one final secret. The secret ingredient, right, to winning speeches, to creating impactful speeches. How many have heard of this or seen this? It's called a Dala horse. Any of you who have any connection with Sweden might know it. You can also substitute this for a Kanchipuram doll. You heard of the Kanchipuram doll that shakes its head? All craftsmanship are the same. Tanjavur doll, sorry, yeah. Good, yeah, you know that. So especially this Dala horse, right? It's made out of wood. It is about 100-120 years tradition. It is made by hand even today by a village community in Sweden. And even today they don't have any molds, they don't have automated machinery. They make it by hand and they paint it. So one of the times I was at Sweden, I asked one of the makers of a Dala horse, "Sir, how do you make it?" You know what he said? He said, "Sir, I take this wood and I cut off everything that is not the Dala horse. I cut off everything that is not the Dala horse." Why am I saying it? Raghavan, how do I make a great speech? Take your idea, take your script, and throw away everything that is not your speech. A very popular BJP joke. A very unnecessary spouse joke. An unnecessary grandfather killing. An unconnected Toastmaster experience. Or something that's happening right now around our society that you think can create a joke. Ram temple. Take away everything that is not your speech. Just put in your idea, just put in your script. Speak about that alone and you will have it a horse. All the very best, Medley. I hope you all had a great time on stage. Thank you so much for having me here, Pravda ma'am. I think we'll have a minute or maybe two for any questions. Oh yes, thanks. For the first time in my life, the timer has given me thumbs up. Usually timers say get out. But yeah, good. So, couple of first. Any questions that you might have?
How did you handle the failure and success?
Oh, you have to suck at it. I couldn't handle it. I was telling seriously. It was not Sundararaman sir, but another friend of mine at Sri Lanka, right? That's it, I lost it. I lost the speech. I realized I have lost it. At that stage, it is a district finals. So I can't double guess. I lost track. I didn't know where I was. Then I thought I had not spoken my previous line. So I tried to repeat it again. And then in the corner of my heart, my friend said, no. So he showed me that I've spoken that line. Now I'm like, okay, I don't know where I left it. So what I did was safely jump 2-3 points and then went to the pre-climax portion and then started giving my message to the audience. So it was a total failure. It was a complete mess. I had to handle it. You have to stay in front, take it, and then you come down. One of my friends is actually coming and giving me condolence message. I hope you are a better speaker than this. I really hope you came here not because of politics, not because of halo effect. But hey, I am a division champion, but what you did here doesn't justify it at all. So there is no right or wrong way. When it happens, it happens. And it was an accident of a colossal magnitude. Even today, people in Sri Lanka cannot believe I won the trophy. So then 2022 when I won, I sent the picture to my friend and he said, Pasha, at least this time did you do it properly? Do you have a speech recording? So it's tough. How do you handle it? Yeah, there is no formula, just take it.
It's another question, how do you handle the success?
Yeah, again, not too well. I slept, right? So success is a double-edged sword. And that's why, why I love Toastmasters is you cannot succeed in Toastmasters quickly. It takes a long time. Thanks for asking. Because my mentor once told me, Sridhar Raghavan, he said, Raghavan, you don't win a trophy and then become a champion. You become a champion and then they give you the trophy. You don't win the trophy and then become a champion. You become a champion and then you win the trophy. So by the time you get the success that you think is success, right? You're somehow prepared for it. You feel shy a little bit when glorious recommendations and introductions are done. And that's why you do something to distract the audience away from that introduction. But you will learn it. Eventually you will.
May I?
Yes, Sriram.
Thank you. First, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your victory on 2022.
Thank you.
Just an observation. So when you said that from 2013 you were trying to win, what I observed was that at that point of time, were you trying to tie your achievement towards a milestone, or did you enjoy the process?
Yeah.
Like you said, to be a champion, you have to, inside outside.
Good question. Yeah.
Right. So all these years, from 2013 until you saw victory in 2022, you were working very hard on your inner game.
True.
And you didn't worry about the outer game. That's the championship.
Yeah. I will. Your name?
Rahul.
Rahul. If somebody tells you, right? Thank you, Rahul. Please sit. If somebody tells you, I don't care about the destination, I am only here to enjoy the journey, they are lying. You don't join a contest to not win. So, yes, my aim all through, even today if I contest, my aim will be to win. When you don't win, then you can say, the process is more important. All that happens, Rahul. But I was in it for the milestone. I first of all wanted to reach the district stage. And then once I reached the district stage, I wanted to end up in the podium, top 3. And once in 2017 in an evaluation contest, I got the taste of that. I said, no, third and all, nobody remembers, yeah. I came 3rd. I called myself TMoD champion because first 2 were Sri Lankans. I only said everywhere. I wrote it like nobody said anything. Then I was like, no, we should win. And then 2021, I came 2nd at the district finals. Sridhar Ranganathan first, I came 2nd. Still, people called Sridhar to educational sessions. If Sridhar declined, then Raghavan was called. No, I wanted to win. 2022, I won. So, I chased the trophy. That was the carrot in front of me. And only after I reached the carrot, I didn't know what to do. But I was always fighting that. And yes, along the way, I learned a lot. And that's what I'm sharing to you. You might think the trophy is what has brought me here, but no, actually that's not what has brought me here. It's all those failures. But I learned it now. After you become a parent, you know what all you should have done as a child. So I was always going for the milestone. I wouldn't lie and say, no, the process was enjoyable, that's fine. But when you lose, no. You can't eat for 2 days. Even today, that gentleman in red shirt comes to my mind. I still have nightmares. So, it was a milestone always. I was always going for the external mark while I did that without me knowing my internal milestones were aligning. So, that's been me. Final question, sir. Yes.
You spoke about your milestone and the way you progress through that. How do you think that your Toastmasters meeting, club meeting, helped you towards that goal? Whether it helped, because how it
everything you learn here is what actually prepares you for the job. See, right now I'm sweating. Power has gone. Suddenly, the PPT went off, right? And when we started, the technology didn't work. These are all things that could throw you off in a contest. So without you knowing, you are preparing for all this. And when I exactly said P for pause, power went off. Then what did I say? Power cut. How does that happen? So when you as an audience take in that moment, you're like, "Aye, super lab, P for power cut." Yes or no? At least those of you who got it, feel like, good one, good spin. But how does that happen? It happens when you practice, when you experience these moments again and again in every meeting. When your own friend comes to you and then evaluates and says, "Great message, but I didn't understand." It has happened. Excellent message, Robert. What are you actually trying to say? So these are all things that go into your subconscious. Again, it's the same thing. You're traveling towards something else, but internally your mechanism has settled. The same answer I gave to Rahul. So how does a meeting prepare you when you attend meeting after meeting? When you learn to sit in silence and take notes. When you hear somebody else's introduction. These words, like serendipity was a word that was used today. These are words that get into you, that stay with you. You may not know the reason, meaning today, but that word will stick. It's like the gentleman in red shirt, wherever he is, bless him. It just goes into your mind. Yeah. So you must come back to the club again and again. You must come to this stage. Experience the cold air of the AC and the sweat also. All of these will give you something that you may not be able to put into tangible reasons. But eventually, when you go to a contest, they'll help you get that trophy. And when I say that, I think power has come. I hope it did. It would have been a very nice serendipitous moment. But thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we leave you from the stage, may I request our President Toastmaster Prasanna Vani to felicitate as a token of your love.
Thank you so much. I want a picture. History is important, they say.
Thank you for creating such a high impact in us, distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan Sridhar. In the serene evening, how about another educational session? To conduct this second session, we have another interesting personality, a distinguished speaker, a standout in the world of public speaking. As a semi-finalist at the District 105 ISC contest in 2020 and the second runner-up in the humorous District 105 in 2022. Her talent knows no bounds. She has also been honored with the Best Actress Award at the Inter Toastmasters Club Skit competition in Muscat. A dedicated educator, she runs an academy conducting workshops to enhance the communications of the children around her place. Adding to this, her altruistic spirit shines as a volunteer as she was working in the Prem Rawat Foundation for Personal Peace, an NGO organization. Without any further delay, it's my extreme privilege to invite Toastmaster Praveena Sriram for the second education session.
Check with the records.
It's working? Speaker is working?
Laptop speaker works. We can play with that.
Will it be heard?
This speaker is good.
Speaker.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests, and a special mention to TM Raghavan Sridhar. That was a wonderful education session, and I feel this is the best follow-on to whatever you said till now. Thank you so much. Using body language, that is Toastmasters parlance. I have another parlance for this. I'll go with this. That is movers and shakers. Personally, for me, body language is all about being practical more than going for theoretical aspects. Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna, for starting with, why do you care about what other people say? Because I actually thought we'll start off with a dance. And then I was wondering, what will people say? You know, is she going to change this into a dance floor? Because for Pongal also we did a kumi. And now again she says she wants to do a dance. What in the world is she trying to do? But then you said, what is the worst that can happen? People will say the same thing about me. And I don't care now. So for body language, I feel we should start with a quick 1 minute gig. So I want maximum number of people coming here, and probably we'll just shake a bit to movers and shakers. Yes, please, just a minute. Because we have to lighten up because we have activities. It's more of activities than theory. Just 1 minute timer. Thank you. So is the mood there now? Because there'll be more coming up and I'll be calling quite a few people. So, what is the need for body language? As I can see, it was quite engaging and no one bothered to see even their mobile for some time. That is for the 30 to 45 seconds that we did out here. The audience span, okay, then I will come here. Thanks to social media, the audience span is really reducing these days. If we are not good enough, automatically what people do? People start watching the mobile, people start scrolling, and that can be quite irritating for us. But as they say, we cannot change the external factors at all. If there is one thing that we can do, it is how we change ourselves, how we better ourselves, and ensure that we have each and every moment of every single audience's attention out here. So, because we are not speakers here, we are artists. Speakers just stand in one place, like in school assembly. We have seen, right, in school assembly, what do? They just stand in one place, give their talk, and go away. And many of us, including me, I too thought that is what we do over here. Just stand in one place, give out our speech, our delivery, and then go away, and then a podium finish is what we expect. But unfortunately, or fortunately, that's not true, because we are an artist. We have to get a Hrithik Roshan, Kajol, Surya, and all their actions into one and set the stage on fire, rock the stage, rock the audience out of their world, and make them go and get the Oscar like Toastmaster TM Sridhar did. So this is what is expected of Toastmasters, not just a speaker, but we are an artist. For all of us, there is one particular personality who will be a game changer. She is one such game changer for me. I would like for you to hear just 2 minutes of her speech. And after that, I will be asking quite a few questions from this 2 minutes of hers. So please don't sleep. Please ensure that you all watch the speech for 2 minutes.
Life will sometimes feel like a fight. The punches, jabs, hooks will come in the form of challenges, obstacles, and failures. Yet if you stay in the ring and learn from those past fights, at the end of each round, you'll be still standing. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow fighters, can you think of a time when life tried to knock you down? Who was your toughest opponent? Most often, our most challenging opponent is ourselves. Round one, college. I dropped out of college not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times. I told myself, college isn't for me, and I would never go back. Round 2, marriage. I married my soulmate, the love of my life, my best friend. He was fine too. We were married for 8 long, beautiful, amazing months. You heard right, months, not years. It was like immediately after we said I do, the heavyweight champion came in and delivered an electrifying knockout blow to our vows. Boom! Divorce.
Okay. So why is body language important? Now we saw this particular video of hers, and it was a lot of body language there. Probably I can say 50% speech content and 50% body language. So for all those of you thinking, why is an educational session required on body language? This is the reason. Because speech content is 50 marks and the rest is delivery and language. And mind you, language is not grammar. For all those of you thinking, maybe, I'm not good at grammar, so how will I be able to deliver? Grammar doesn't play a part over here at all. For those people who think grammar plays a lot of importance, it is not. So it's speech 50 marks and the rest of it goes to delivery. So what we do is we try to cram as much as possible, a lot of words into our speech content, and we want to hold it to us as dear life possible. But it's very important that we use only that much that is important and remove the rest, like DTM was saying, and include a lot of pauses and a lot of body language. Because without it, there is absolutely no way that we can reach the podium, and I too learned it the very hard way. Because I too used to come here, give a speech like this, and then go home and cry saying, I'm not going to go for Toastmasters anymore because those judges just don't know what they are doing. Little by little, I came to realize, and after I saw the speech, I realized where exactly I was. And I killed my mentors like anything to get myself to the level where I'm giving an educational speech now on body language. Facial expressions. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Is there a change? Is there a difference to these two? Yes, right? So it's not just about the words. How exactly you say it, it has to come from the soul. When it comes from the soul, automatically your facial expression changes. So that is where the facial expression comes into place, because it tells you how honest you are with the words that you are delivering. Gestures. Gestures is hand-arm movement. Like we saw in Ramona's speech. There was one place where she said, life took a knockout punch. If she had just said, life took a knockout punch. Life took a knockout punch. And I saw DTM Sridhar also using his arms and hands wherever it was required. Speech content, facial expression, gestures, they all form a good combination. You cannot leave one for the other. Thirdly, whole body movement. Round 1, round 2, round 3. And they give such a big stage for what? For the purpose that we use it properly. If I have to stand in one place like this, I'm sure many people will start falling asleep. That is not the case, and that is the reason why we have to do meaningful movement wherever it is required, and that is where transitions come into play. Actually, I'm just skimming through all this quite fast because I want to introduce some more activity, and I've already been shown the green card over there. It is so unfair that I am given less time, but it's okay. I will take the revenge some other time later. Yeah, so these are the facial expressions that is generally associated with any human being. So the next one is an activity that we are going to have. I want one person to come over. There is this word, sentence, I'm angry, a short sentence. I want someone to emote it using anger, happiness, sadness, and fear. Do you get it? You have to say, I am angry. Okay, for example, I'll be saying I'm happy with all the 4 emotions. First emotion is happy. I am happy. The second emotion is sad. I am happy. The third emotion is fear. I am happy. The fourth one is anger. I am happy. Okay, so in that way, I want some other person to come and do this for me. Because I feel here we have to practice it more than the theory. The practice will really help. Who can come? Can one of the guests come and try? You, yes, Sinthana, please come. And first is I'm angry. You can say, then anger, with all your anger. I'm angry. Happy? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm angry, you should say in a happy tone. Okay, okay. It's okay. I am angry, you have to say in a sad tone. I'm sad, I'm angry. Then fear. I'm angry. Okay. See, because the main reason why I give this, any kind of sentence that is given, we have to try it with all possible emotions so that at any given point, at any given time, whatever is the situation, we are able to display the right kind of emotion. Can one more person come and try? Not this, something else, a small one, a short one.
Any guest?
Guest, any guest?
We have many guests.
Any guest? I just want, okay, I'll tell you what it is. I want this word, what, okay, to be said in frustration and as a surprise. The word what. What? Yeah. As a surprise and when you're disgusted.
The word what? Frustration.
The word what? Yeah. Just word what? In different emotions. When you're surprised. When you're surprised, how do you say what?
What?
And when you're disgusted.
What?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Okay. The next is eye contact. Now, is anyone feeling left out? Is anyone feeling neglected as I talk? No. So, it's very important that we concentrate on each and every section of the audience, not particularly one or two person over here, but generally at the various section of the audience. Again, as I said, if any person is feeling neglected, the next thing they do now is they go to their mobile phone and they say, you to hell with you. You are not bothered about me, so I will not bother about you. So who's the loser? We are the losers. Like DTM said, Sridhar, another person was dozing off. It affects us as the speaker. So it is very important that we have eye contact, including Prasanna, who's here, who's not part of the audience, but I still have to look at her, I have to look at every other person who's there out here. There are some tips that you can follow for eye contact. Sometimes seeing someone right into their eye can be pretty challenging. It can put some people off. So what you can do is, maybe you need not practically look into the person's eye. You can look at any spot on their face, but they will think they're looking at you, but you can actually be looking at their forehead, their nose, their cheeks, whatever. Secondly, it's not possible for us to completely concentrate on one person continuously and keep gazing at them. So what you can do, that is when all these different stances help. When you move on the stage, you don't have to continuously look at people, you take a break. And then you can nod. When you nod, automatically the gaze also takes a break from that person or from the section of the audience. But please ensure that you never look down. That is a big no-no. It means you have forgotten something, you're trying to buy time, or you're getting nervous. So please keep all this in mind when you are discussing, when you are doing eye contact during a contest or during a general speech like this. Anyone, please come over here. Just a simple one, that's it. Somebody, a guest, can I call you? I would like you to introduce yourself, but looking at the various section of the audience, just keep in mind that you have to look at everyone. Just 2-line introduction, that would be. Just introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Saumini. I belong to Velour Toastmasters Club, which belongs to Division D.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone who's not a Toastmaster, who's a proper guest? You are a guest? Yeah, can you come and introduce yourself and ensure that you just look at each section of the audience?
Hello everyone, myself Sanidhya. I'm a student of IIT Madras and from Department of Electrical Engineering. I'm currently pursuing, I've done my bachelor's, I'm doing my master's in entrepreneurship, and I've recently set up my company with a $15 crore funded company recently. So I've just been starting with that, and for that I've just joined this Toastmaster for improve this.
So we completed gestures. There is one particular thing that I want to tell you about gestures is, it's okay even if you can't gesture, but just ensure that you don't go or a conductor in a symphony. We use unnecessary gestures like this because we think the more you gesture, the more brownie points that you get. But that is a complete failure. Instead, I would rather prefer that you keep your hands to your side, practice, and then go for gradual gestures and gradual movements of your arms. This is purely academic purpose, which I saw in Toastmasters. So you have 3 types of gestures: conventional, descriptive, emotional. But this is totally theoretical, just for knowledge sake, because when we take a story, when we take a content, we are not going to really look into, oh, am I going to do conventional, am I going to do descriptive, or am I going to do emotional, or should I do a combination of all? No, it is already based on your storyline. But it is just for your purpose, academic purpose, that I have just mentioned that there are 3 types of gestures over here. Whole body movement, like we saw the speaker Ramona stand relaxed, and it is very important that we have a confident stance. Many of us kind of shrink, we shrug, we keep our shoulders slack. It is very important that we have a good stance, because after all, first impression is the best impression. If we are not going to have that, automatically the judges will definitely have an impression upon you, because we are all human beings. So when they think, I think maybe she or he is having a bit of a doubt, a reservation about themselves, the score, because I too have been a judge before, and the first thing I always see is when a person comes onto the stage, how they stand over there and how they look at the audience. Before you start your speech, it is your body movement that actually plays, and that is where the scoring starts. So always keep in mind, when you come in, it is your body movement, your body language that is more important, because it's only after that you come and say your first word, you utter your first word. By that time, the judges have already given you +10 or -10 based on the stance that you take over here. Actually, I have an activity where I want to split into 2 teams and have dumb charades. Can we have 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, so let this be one team. I have some idioms with me, so we can have scoring. So you can start with the idiom enacting, and they have to find out. I think everyone knows dumb charades here, right? So you are part of this team, you are the leader of this team. So you can start. Anyone. So this team will start with the first idiom, they have to enact it. And you have to find out what first. It's all idioms.
If they find out, we get the points, right?
Yeah. If they don't find, you get the point. You should not open your mouth. You are the team. You belong to one team.
If she acts and they find out.
If she acts and if they find out, they get the point.
If they
Then we will muff it up. We will not show you
No, it means she's acting well. She has to.
Integrity is a
Now it is about how good you are with your body language.
So good, they got on the spot. Sir, we will get the score.
Okay, in that case, then we will start with someone who you feel needs more improvements. Yeah, who needs more improvements.
Let her act for her own team.
You give them a word, but only one person is going to enact. If she enacts and their team finds out, that is she is good.
Okay, fine. Okay.
But Thomas sir can't.
Absolutely. Okay, then okay. Fine, you come. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Who said that?
That was a bad idea.
So you guys have to now find it out.
Yeah.
English, Hindi. I think that's not.
No, it's all English. It's all English.
Okay. We'll start.
Yeah, start.
6 points. 6 points. All. Yes. Fine. All fine. Like fight.
Muscular guard.
All is fair in love and war.
Hey, this is cheating now. Where did this come from? All
She never saw shit or anything else.
This is not acting. No, guessing. Not acting. It is intelligent.
She never saw.
It is intelligent. Guessing.
One judge is from the same camp.
The gesture section and guessing section.
Okay, leave it. I will just take from here. We'll just take.
All is fair in love and war. I don't know, you didn't come up with love.
Yeah. We are good with boys.
For this team.
Forward.
That's too easy.
First.
Dead.
What a nice start.
Back on track.
Search. Darkness. Theater, movie.
Door.
Door. Head,
Door.
dash, door.
Fourth word.
Fourth. Nail.
Dead as a door knob. Dead as a door knob.
Knock the door.
Coffin.
Dead knob.
Hit the nail on the
Hit the
head.
nail on the head. Hit the nail on the coffin.
Last nail in the coffin.
Time disqualified.
Time disqualified. Hey, okay.
That as a doornail. That is a doornail.
Half mark.
Raghavan, sorry.
Half mark. Almost.
Sorry.
Half mark. Half mark.
Okay, I want one person to come and enact this. First you have to enact it and then you have to say those words and enact it. See, normally what happens is when we are very comfortable with the words, we just go on and on talking, we just leave out the facial expression and hand gestures. But here, first we are going to do the body language part. From that you have to find out what it is and then you have to combine the speaking part as well as the body language. Okay? Jai Shri.
Hungry.
I am.
Me.
First.
I am hungry.
Seeing. Food.
How many words?
Heartbeat.
Okay, now you say that and enact it. Now you say that and enact it.
I am hungry. I am hungry. And when I see the food, I feel I finally got the food.
Thank you. Jai Shri. Last. Say that and then add it along with your body language.
Three sentences. First sentence. I'm sweating hot.
Anxious. Worried.
No.
Nervous.
Sweating.
Heart.
I'm hot. Switch on.
Switch on.
Switch on. I'm hot and sweating.
Switch on.
Okay, now you have to say that and enact it. Say that and enact it.
I'm feeling hot. Switch on the fan. I'm feeling okay.
Okay. See, it is quite challenging to say those words and to enact it. So actually the only solution to this is practice. Yeah. The only solution to this is no amount of theory is going to help with body language. The only solution to this is practice. Practice. Go in front of the mirror and do a video recording and then trouble your mentors shamelessly. That is the only thing which I did. there was a time when I used to just be running behind them and asking them for guidance, and for practically each and every sentence of my speech, they have helped me out. And that is how a person can improve, because it is extremely challenging to speak and to add body language of facial. Body language is facial expressions, eye contact, gestures, and whole body movement. So you have a lot of things in play in order to come over here and be an exceptional speaker. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the grace time and the timer gave. Have a nice evening. Thank you, Toastmaster Praveena Sriram, for that engaging movers and shakers session. It was fantastic. Hope you had all enjoyed the interactive and educational sessions. Now it's high time for us to move on to the third segment, which is evaluation. To do the evaluation, let us welcome back our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Kousalya.
Good evening once again. Now we have the evaluation session. For that, I would like to call a person who gave an insight in the lives of ants, how they are focused, how they persevere in their work, even when their chain is broken, how the rest follows the path and continue the work. He is an IT professional working as a senior architect in Ericsson, and I invite Toastmaster Barath to evaluate the first speech.
Greetings, Toastmasters and guests. It is said that the human voice is the most perfect instrument of all, and Toastmaster Anuradha Vani, in accordance with the saying, with her voice and story, made it all true. What I like most is the way she started off with this story by engaging or connecting with the audience, and more touching upon the most part of us we wish for, the parents. How many of us are parents? And then we saw many answers to it. And then she truly learned perfect parent. And then slowly she connected with a story of her family. And then she went into the subject of the title. So that was bang on and had a connect with the audience. And the second, which I liked the most, was the structure. Started with the introduction and then slowly about parent and then into the family, and told about the stories connected with the lost and found, right from the mall to the temple and then T Nagar, and then had a good conclusion. And dwelling more into the project, which was about vocal variety and body language, which says vocal variety or body language, I would say like Toastmaster Anuradha Vani used both vocal variety and body language in your speech when delivering your speech. It had gestures when you mention like the shivering, the humongous wall, and then the shivering when you have to search for your son Pramod. And onto the temple when you said the undial and you had a gesture with blood. And then when Pramod was at the exit, you found him at the exit. So these all are the gestures which is part of the body language as rightly educational session given by Toastmaster Praveena. And on to the emotions, where you said the mall security when it comes, and then your finding, and then all these exhibited the emotions very well. And then when you had come out, there was a bit of a humor when you said like, had we learned the lessons? And then there was a question, and then you had continued with the story of a T Nagar, and when you said like staying at home, that bringing out that emotion, and then you ended with a daughter and happy story which brought out a bit of humor in it. So these are all the points which I liked and observed in your speech. And now coming on to some of the areas which I felt or which I observed could have been better is a bit of emotions when you found your son Pramod. During the mall, he said the son was found, Pramod was found. A bit of emotion when you found, I found out my son finally, thank God. Bit of overcoming of these emotions would have been. And then glad that you found him back. So these would have added a little more emotions to it. And then when you said right in front of the temple gate exit. And the second is a pause between the stories. You had 3 different stories and a bit of pause would have known. And a bit of story with we had some gestures when he said there are 3 different stories, a bit of descriptive gestures, first, second and third. And then a bit of clarity when you had introduced a family. But overall, it was a very engaging speech, and I wish you all the best and many more speeches to come.
To evaluate the second speech, we have a person who is a member of the Toastmasters for the past 15 years. Currently, he is member of Medley and Meraki Toastmaster Club. He has been the president in Medley twice. He got distinguished Toastmaster title, one from traditional path and the another one from pathways. He is a mentor for several individual members and clubs. For the year 2023-24, he is the District 120 Pace Master. I invite distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman Chintamani to evaluate the second speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmasters and friends. I am here to evaluate Toastmaster Tamivel's second speech to analyze whether he has adopted the feedback given by the previous evaluator. So the previous evaluator, I guess it was our President Toastmaster Prasanna Vani, who has mentioned that Toastmaster Tamivel has to articulate more on the body language. So on that score, I found that today I could find visible body language available in Toastmaster Tamivel, and I think it deserves a big round of applause. So let me now come back to the standard evaluation. Let me try to talk about the strength of your speech. The first one is topic selection. So the topic selection was today very apt because in today's VUCA world, the human relationship is missing. So you have chosen the right topic, number one. So the number two aspect is your gestures were so natural, so nothing was force-fitted and it looks very natural. And the kind of speaking was almost like a one-to-one kind of conversation. Toastmaster passed to Toastmaster, the distinguished Toastmaster CK used to say that public speaking is nothing but an enlarged conversation. So I felt it was like almost like a one-to-one kind of conversation with a larger set of audience. Regarding the areas for improvement, couple of suggestions. While you are excelling on body language and you are natural on the hand gestures, your stance was little distracting. So the to and fro pace, it was slightly distracting. So I request you to take a firm position, speak on, and then make appropriate movements over the stage and then deliver your points. That is number one. And while you are talking about almost you started like a theoretical session, I was wondering probably the speaker could have told a story. When I thought that moment, immediately you started telling a story. In that particular story, you were talking about this HR manager, Krishnan, and how he was able to convince the worker. But here in this story, you are trying to glorify that person, but not the process. The world champion wants a great process in the pedestal, not the person. So probably if you would have elaborated how this HR manager has convinced that worker, then that would have been a great takeaway for all of us. Number three recommendation is, so though slightly beg to differ from what Praveena said in our education session, couple of gestures. So if you go through the manual, there are four kind of gestures: emphatic gesture, suggestive, promptive gesture, then couple of other gestures. This emphatic gesture is very important, especially when you find appropriate locations, you can leverage it. For example, when you try to conclude that however the IQ, it will never succeed unless you have the strong EQ. So this is a emphatic gesture. These kind of gestures, if you try to incorporate, you will go to great heights. Over to General Evaluator.
Can you please say the qualified evaluators? Can you please vote for the best evaluator? Now it's time for the tag team report. I would like to call the timer for the report.
Good afternoon once again. So the prepared speakers, Amrita Vali took 5 minutes 53 seconds and 53 seconds, and Tamilavel took 7 minutes 45 seconds. In evaluator Barath took 3 minutes 10 seconds, and Sundararaman took 3 minutes 7 seconds. Thank you.
Next is the counter report. TM Sinthana continuation.
Coming to the counter report, Toastmaster Prasanna Vani had 1 repetition, Toastmaster Rekha had 2 repetitions, Toastmaster Kousalya had 1 pass, TM Anuradha had 1 pass, except that it was a clean speech, and TM Barath had clean speech, TM Amrita had clean speech, TM Sundararaman had a few hours, Toastmaster Tamil had few hours and 1 repetition. Thank you. That's it.
Next is the Grammarian report. Toastmaster Pravda, can you please give the Grammarian report?
Thank you, GE, and good evening once again. As a grammarian, I was keenly listening to all the speeches and was able to pick up lots of outstanding words, starting from our presiding officer, words and phrases. She used immune yourself against others' decision. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Amrita, used outstanding words like intuitively, perfect parenting, humorous. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Tamil used various emotional words like emotional intelligence, emotional brain, emotional hijack, and he also used scientific terms like neocortex and amygdala. Speaker 3, DTM Raghavan Sridhar, used lots of outstanding words like magical space, catch hearts, fire, bridge up, chasing the dream, emphatic, high octane, tangible, Dala horse, colossal magnitude, and phrases like pause or strategic in nature, let the message linger, power of unspoken word is immense, speak what you believe in, and fail to adapt crisis. Speaker 4, Toastmaster Praveena, she used words like movers and shakers, podium finish, game changer, meaning moment, emote, brownie point, confident stand, and phrases like rock the audience out of the world, words should come from soul, etc. First evaluator, Toastmaster Barath, used the phrase like human voice is the most perfect instrument. And evaluator 2, DTM Sundararaman sir, used public speaking is enlarged conversation, put the process on the pedestrian and or person. Lots of outstanding words. And Toastmaster Rekha and DTM Raghavan Sridhar used the word of the day, serene. And this is my report. Over to you.
Please take few seconds to vote for the background player. Okay, it's time for the GE report. The meeting started on time as usual. I would like to thank Toastmaster Tamil who has come early to set up the venue. Today we had wonderful speeches. I enjoyed particularly all the speeches, particularly for TM Amrita. She said how it is difficult to parent young toddlers, and I was very surprised that she didn't use the leash after he was lost for a number of times. If she had, maybe she would have ended up in perennial guilt. I have put leash on my baby. What if she lost the baby for a long time? She would have thought better I would have used the leash. So it's difficult. And what I enjoyed in Toastmaster Tamil's emotional intelligence, today we learned how to keep the neocortex of the brain serene. TMoD said that I looked serene. This is my first GE role. Fully I was boiling inside. I forgot a lot of words, but I wish I learned about how to keep the neocortex of the brain serene. Today we were very fortunate to have 2 educational sessions. And the first educational session was given by our renowned DTM, He educated us well about the international speech contest, how to prepare for it, how to have an impactful speech. And today we learned about the Dalahas example, how to give a speech. And the most important thing which I learned and enjoyed was that you become a champion and then you win a trophy. It was very powerful and motivating. How to do better. And we had another fantastic education session from TM Praveena. She used what is the need for the body language, which started with a gig and it set the tone. What are the thumb rules, and it was very, very useful. Thank you, tag team, for your support. You did the role perfectly well today. Looking forward to many more wonderful meetings in the future. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Already we are on top of the hour. It's time for me to hand over the stage back to our President, Toastmaster Prasanna Vani. Thank you so much to all of you today for this wonderful opportunity to interact. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha. Did you all enjoy the meeting today?
Yes.
Yes. So much of learning in just 2 hours, isn't it? There are few guests who we couldn't introduce in the beginning. So we just have a very short introduction and a feedback also. So, yeah. Yeah. That's okay. From there it says you can introduce. From there. Yeah.
My name is Pravda. This is I think 4 of the session. Quite interested in how so many technologies to improve my skills and especially
Thank you, Praveena. Please, could you please introduce yourself? Harini will move. Yeah. Your feedback about the session.
This is my second meeting as a guest participant here at Medley Toastmaster. I am HR professional and I came here to improve my general public speaking skills, also be a confident speaker. So today was really, whenever we listen to any speeches, so as I said, capturing the audience attention is very difficult, but in that case today all the speeches when they use the body language and gestures, was really engaging the audience, and I could really I could listen so much as something that I learned today, because after some time I will switch off and I hardly took many times to look at my mobile, so that was definitely a good feedback to all the speakers who could engage us all, and I could take away the messages what they conveyed in both session 1 and session 2 educational speeches. Thank you so much for today's session.
Yeah. Thank you. Could you please mention your name?
My name is Chaitanya. I'm working in Aqua Technologies, Chennai. So this is my first session.
Your feedback on the session and suggestions. Thank you so much. Yes, you. Could you please introduce yourself and your feedback on the session?
My name is Venkatesh. So I was working for design. So I have taken a gap. So now I just want to refresh on the work things to just stay mentally.
Thank you so much. We'll now have the winners for today's meeting announced. The best speaker goes to the mother who lost her child. Toastmaster. The best role player goes to Toastmaster Rekha. The best stand role player goes to Toastmaster Pravda for her saving. goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman and Sridhar. I would like to specially thank our guest speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan and Sridhar, for taking this time away to attend my meeting. It's always been a pleasure listening to you. Yes. With this, we adjourn this meeting number 768. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take it.